So today I put the Camaro over there. I washed it. I very rarely wash it, but yeah, we're going to take it racing today. We're going to do turned all the way up. It only runs a 6.2 in the 8th mile, but we're going to try some 6.0 index racing. Maybe turn the two-step up a little, try to get a little more out of the 60 and see if we can't get it to run closer to 6.0. And then we've got a 10.0 index quarter-mile class. We're going to race that too. I can go faster in 10.0. So I'm going to try to dial it in as close to 6.0 as I can, then find a spot, because you get 2 test passes. Try to find a spot on the quarter-mile where I can just let off and still run at 10. But yeah, that's game plan today. So we're going to check the fluids in it, do the tire pressure. It's got the ET Street R Mickey Thompson's on it. I usually put them around 16 to 18 pounds. Those tires, they're used. I bought them used, and that car is 61.3. Doesn't trap as good as it should, I don't think, but the 60 is really good. But for y'all new to the channel, there's an animal over in the wood pile. But those new to the channel, it's a 96 Camaro. It's been swapped to a 5.3. Just a stock 5.3 with 706 heads. LM7, I believe. I put an LS1 intake on it. I got truck headers running forward for a GT45 69mm turbo, and it's got a BTR stage 2 cam in it. And it weighs, with my big fat butt in it, it weighs about 3,600 pounds, but it'll run 9s easy. But yeah. And then this one, we put another fan on it, and that dropped the temps a little. I put some water wetter in it. That actually did help. It dropped the temps about 10 degrees. You should use that stuff when you're running straight water. We run straight water in this one. Anyway, I should be running straight water in mine and just drain it in the winter. But yeah, unfortunately, I had an oil pressure issue on this thing, and I changed the oil seal, but when I did that, I must have boogered up the oil pan gasket because it's leaking oil over by the starter. So, which sucks, because getting an oil pan gasket on it with that oil pickup tube in it is very difficult without dropping the pan all the way. And to be able to drop the pan all the way, you either have to take the transmission out and the flex plate off, or you have to raise the motor up some. So we're going to probably tomorrow, I'm going to probably try to take the pan off, put a new gasket on it. I'm going to figure out exactly where it's leaking from, but the starter bolts got oil on them, so it's right over by where the starter's at, so I'll have to take the starter out and figure out where it's leaking from. But anyway, let's get this one ready to go racing. Check some tire pressure, check the water coolant level, and then check the oil and send it. See you guys at Kentucky Dragway for some index racing. Whoop, whoop. All right, here we are, Kentucky Dragway. There's a little bit of line back there. I've been in line for about 10 minutes. Yeah, cars everywhere. Hopefully it has a good turnout. Hopefully I have someone to race in an index class now, because the last 3 6.5 index classes I've done, nobody showed up. I was the only one. Gonna get some racing in today. I know there's at least one person in the 10.0 class. Yes. Look at there, guys. It's early yet, and there's 5 already in 10.0, and there's already 2 in 6.0. Sweet. I'm gonna have someone to race this time. Alright, so what we've done over here is we disconnect. It's just got a manual boost controller on it. If you guys are familiar with the channel, with the manual boost controller unhooked, I got that going to the bottom of the wastegate, so that adds boost pressure to help open the wastegates and lowers the boost. And if you got it turned all the way this way, it runs like a 6.7. When you turn this out, it releases the air, so not as much is going to help open the wastegates, and it'll run like a 6.4, 6.5, 6.5 to 6.7 is all I get out of that. But if I unhook it, so nothing is going to the bottom of the wastegates, it'll run a 6.2. But now we need it to run a 6.0, so I usually launch this thing at a 3,200 RPM. If y'all can see that, I'll zoom in on it. I'm gonna try 33, and then I'm gonna try 34. I've tried 36 before, it just blows the tires off. But we're gonna try 33 at first. Actually, let's go straight to 34 and see what 34 does. No, we're gonna try 33. We'll try 33 first, and if that don't get us closer to 6.0, and then we'll do 34. We'll try it until it blows the tires off. Now that's going to cause us to run faster in a 10.0, but we're going to leave that setting the same. I'm just going to find a spot on the track I can just let off the gas, and it'll still run a 10.0. So we're trying to dial in this as close as we can, and then find a spot we can let off on the track during the quarter to run the 10.0. So that's the game plan. This is the boost pressure that controls the manual boost controller. You can see it's capped and pushed down, and the pipe that normally goes to it is disconnected. So we got nothing going to the wastegate springs. And if I remember correctly, I think there's like a 14-pound spring in the wastegates. And this setup only makes about 16 to 18 pounds of boost. It'll run a 9/8 in the quarter, a 6.2 in the 8th. Don't remember if I mentioned that or not, but let's fill our tech cards out, get them turned in, we'll do some racing. Woot woot. Yes, yes. Alright, so change of plans. I turned it up to 3,400 RPM launch. See what that does. It liable to run its fastest time. We'll see if it don't spin. I know at 3,600 RPM it spins. Alright, here's what we got. Me, that Mustang, that Chevelle, this Kawasaki. That's for the 6.0 class. We got 4 of them. Boy, it set me back hard. Good 60 foot, but it only ran a 627. No bueno, because them other guys, one ran a 609 and one ran a 619. So I'm gonna have to beat them on the tree. And I didn't cut a very good light on that one. That light was terrible. Yeah, I was in the right lane. That light was terrible. Motorcycle beat me on the light. Man, that light was terrible. But that's the I need to be a little, the 10.0 index is a 500 Pro Tree. This is a 400 Pro Tree. So that, I mean, that would be decent on a that would, on a 500 Pro Tree, that would be an 078, which still ain't good. I gotta go quicker on the light. My last 6.5 index class, I cut like an 05 on a 400 tree. But yeah, we got 2 test passes for 10.0 index and 2 for 6.0. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the launch RPM down. It was at 3,400 on this one. I'm going to turn the launch RPM down to 3,000 for the 10.0 index. I'm going to try to do that. So y'all know, this is my fastest pass ever in this car, which the DA was a lot lower. The DA is about 1,600 today. There's pretty good, but yeah, what do we run this time? This time we ran a 135 60 foot, and then we ran a 6.277 at 108, and then yeah, I think I can turn down the two-step and get it to run 10.0 dead on, but I think we're going to be outgunned in this 6.0 class. All right, we was at 3,400. The thousands is on the left, the hundreds on the right. We're going to turn that down to 3,000. And now we're at 3,000. We're going to try that for 10.0 index. All right, here's 10.0. 10.0 class right here, 5 cars. All right, we turned that two-step down 400. And look, took about a 10th off. But look at this. I dang near ran dead on 10.0. Whoa. We're going to have a chance at that 10.0 class. I even cut a decent lot. This guy over here in the green Chevelle, he's in the 10.0 as well. But he broke out and he red lit. I don't think he knows that 6.0 is 400 Pro Tree and 10.0 is 500 Pro Tree. But I bet he wins that 6.0 class. That green Chevelle that's in it. But I've got a good chance. But I tell you what, I saw 2 other cars run 10.0 as well, so it's going to be all about this reaction time up here. Now, look at me, I'm shaking. And by the way, these are test passes, guys. We get 2 rounds of test passes, then it's racing time. All right, about to go up for test pass number 2 for 6.0. I turned it up to 3,500 two-step RPM launch this time. See if we can get in the 6.1s at least. If we can get in the 6.1s and tree somebody, we can win, but not by cutting the 6.0 60 or reaction time we had last time. That was terrible. We gotta be way faster on that tree. Well, that was a little too spicy. It blew the tires off on me, and I accidentally shifted straight to 3rd. That shifter I got, you barely touch it, it moves. But it blew the tires off on me, and I tried to switch it to 2nd real quick, and it went straight to 3rd. I let off, tried to go to 2nd, then hit it again, and I let off, and it went straight to 3rd. But it didn't matter, it blew the tires clean off. So as I thought, 3,400 RPM on the suspension setup we're on with them ET Street R's and a low 130/60 foot. It's about as good as this thing is going to do, unfortunately. So, well, now we know to turn it back down to 3,400. That's just the best we're going to be able to do with 6.0 index. Is a 6.2. We're just going to have to tree them. And actually, I cut a good lot on that one looking at the ticket as I'm driving here. But once we get stopped, we'll take a look at it. I was on the lot pretty good that time. I'm in the left lane this time. Something I did a little different that time is I bumped in further. And see, 153, that should have been a 135 and a 662. It just lost the tire. 3,500 RPM launch, just too much. So I figured something out. If on the 400 tree, if I stage almost till that 2nd stage light comes on and then spooled up and bump in, I can leave as soon as the light comes on and cut a decent light. And on the 500 Pro tree for the 10.0 index, I just barely light that top stage bulb, then bump in, and I'm still able to leave as soon as they all turn yellow and cut a decent light. So staging has a lot to do with your reaction times, your tire size, the air pressure in your tires, etc. I could probably put more air in my tires. I don't have a pump, and maybe even get a better reaction time. And your 60 foot also helps with your reaction time, etc. But I think I got it figured out. We'll do 3,400 and stage deep for the 6.0, and then for the 10.0 we'll do 3,000 RPM launch and barely stage. That way we can leave at the same time on both trees. That's the goal anyway.
See how we can do. I don't think I got a chance in the 6.0 class, but I think we got a chance in the 10.0 class. These guys are running like they ran just as close as I did. They're running dead on 6.0 and 10.0, and I can't run dead 6.0. I can run dead 10.0, but I can't run dead 6.0. But it's a good day, man. Busy day. Lots of cars here today. They lined all the way up through there, all the way up through there. All right, well, I would have broke out on that one. Just barely 6 thousandths, but it's a test pass, so we're gonna leave it where it's at for that. Just the 3,000 two-step RPM launch. We're gonna leave it there, and we'll just let off if we're ahead of them at the end, hopefully. Oh, this guy ran a 10.02, but I don't think he knows how to cut the tree, because that's a terrible reaction time. But he's really close too. All right, about to go up for 6.0. This is one and done, so ain't no buybacks in index racing. So I don't think I'm gonna do too good in 6.0. I think I have a chance in 10.0 though. We'll see what happens. Alright guys, I drew what I believe is the best guy in that class. He cut my head off on the tree, but I had a decent lot for a 400 Pro tree. He just had a good one, a better one. And he let off and run a 6.088. I was all in, 6.291. It didn't 60 foot as good that time for some reason. Maybe I didn't spool it all the way up. Either way, I really didn't have a chance in that class. A lot of those guys, they're running dead on 6.0 and they're cutting really good lights. I just need a little more power. But that 10.0 class, I think I can do pretty good in that. So hopefully we'll see what happens. That's coming up next. I already lowered the two-step back down to 3,000 RPM, and we ran a 10.019 and then a 9.994. So yeah, I like being a little faster.
Carl Jones, congratulations, you're in.
I like being a little faster just so I have something to play with up top. Look at that, guys. 067, not bad. Could be better. Maybe I'll bump in just a little bit more. Try to get that down some. 10.016. So, I mean, this thing's running really consistent. 9.99, 10.01, 10.01. Yes, I got the buy. I got Drew the buy. He drew for the buy. There was 5 cars. So now we're down to 3. I'll have to race the next round and someone to get a buy into the finals. I think we got a good shot here. Running them 10 right at 10. All right, second round at 10.0. There's 3 cars left. One of them's going to get the buy because I got the buy last time. So I'll have to race somebody this time.
Good deal.
Well, there we go, guys. It actually spun on me when I hit second gear and scared me to death. I went in the other lane, or in the median a little bit, but I got back in it. He come around me, but he was goosing it, and it caused him to break out because I destroyed him on the tree. Destroyed him on the tree.
36 to 157. I'd say.
And we're in the finals. Yes, sir. We're in the finals.
the guy I got in the finals is Mike Friedman, I believe is the way you say his last name, but I know him from some of the local tracks and some of the Facebook groups, and he's a really good index racer, so I got my work cut out for me on this one.
Alright guys, he got me by a little on the tree. Oh, and I whomped it. Good thing I did. 10:01 to his 10:04. What a race. Wow, what a race. Go guys. Gotta win an index. Sweet. Go to take the winner's circle picture. Car starts, quits, won't start back. I have no fuel pressure. Good thing I got 2 pumps in the surge tank. One comes on when you start the car, and then the other one comes on at about 7 pounds of boost. So I just switched those around, and so I can get it started, and it started up. But I had to replace one of them pumps already. Those pumps ain't that old, they ain't 6 months old. No way, the 450 I've had for a while. One's a 450 and one's a 525. Anyway, gonna get a winner picture taken. Woo woo. Out of our group, TJ got second, I got first. TJ got second and modified, and there was a bunch of cars in modified. Willis got first or second. No, he got second. I got first and 10-0 index. So the 3 out of our group all in the winner's circle, and it was packed today. But yeah, you guys new to the channel, I run a surge tank. There's 2 fuel pumps in here. You can use the stock pump. It comes out of there, and then it comes up here and it feeds this, and then one of these pumps runs all the time, and then one kicks on around 7 pounds of boost. Well, either one of these pumps failed or my relay failed. But that's another good thing about having this, is if you have a pump fail, you just switch, you know, the pump that comes on around 7 pounds of boost and make that your main pump. Just switching the wiring around a little bit, and boom, you're not stuck on the side of the road. So yeah, that's another good thing. So today I'm gonna have to test the relay and the pump and see which one's causing the problem, and fix that as needed. But check out these time slips. Just using the 2-step to try to dial it in to 10.0. Look, the first test pass, 10.019. Second test pass, and see, look, there was tough competition. These guys were running right on 10.0. Second test pass, 9.994. I got a bye in the first round, 10.016, and then second round, I let off and got back on it on this one because it felt like it spun on the 1-2 shift, so it ran a 10.122, and then there's the finals right there, 10.017 against a 10.04. I won by 0.022. Good race, really good race.
And there we go, we got the win, and paid for the racing, paid for my gas, and put a little money in my pocket. And I mainly hang out with about 5 people at the track, and I bet there was 120 to 150 cars there racing, I kid you not. And all 5 of us were in the winner's circle. It was a great day and a really fun day of racing. But y'all, thanks for watching. Y'all have a really great Sunday.